We are live. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, let's see. I gotta find a knife. I should have been prepared for that. Ha! Knife. Yep. All right. So we got a new box today. It's another maker baked box. These are, I think. This is my gauntlets for my holiday special kit. What's up, guys? So I'm pretty sure that that's what this box is. I'm not 100%, but I'm kind of sure. So what I'm gonna do is we'll go ahead and open this bad boy up and check out and see what's inside. Hopefully it's my gauntlets. I did note that the post office wasn't too gentle with this box, so hopefully everything should be okay. Let's see. All right. That stuff out of the way. Let's get all this other stuff out of the way. Woohoo! A nice little card. Let's see. Yeah, so I got the gauntlets. Yep, cool. Gauntlets. So this is kind of like what comes in there. It has a breakdown of everything that's on there. Sorry if my hands are all messy. I was finished painting up my helmet a second ago. So top secret new helmet. Alright, so if anybody's curious or doesn't know, that's where I'm getting this from. Woohoo! Alright, here we go. Package number 1. That looks like the whipcord. We get our little greeblies with the pad and little sensors and whatnot's in there. Okay. Rocket. Awesome. Let's see. Ooh, the goodie bag. I'm not quite sure what's in that one. What's in there? That. I think they packaged it really well. So even though there's a big hole in the box, everything's still in there. Alright. So we'll play with this goodie bag here in a second. Alright, so let me see. Get a little bit. Sorry, my thing's vibrating over here. Here we go. So, out of the way. We got our 2 gauntlets in here. We got a bunch of little bags, all our little parts and accessories. This is the rockets and more greeblies. So we got the little metal pipes with the rockets that they come in there. So that should be good. What's up, Shadow? Open time, boxing time. All right. So, yeah, weaponry. Yeah, this is kind of like my in progress table. So, well, except for that's done. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to these little guys. Aha. I don't know what that is. Now, these are a clamshell style, which I really, really like. Yes. And I sprung for the ready to paint because, like the rest of my build, I'm tired. Like, prepping sucks, but you know it's doable. But this is the one with the rocket. And look, that's just super clean. Look at that. Look how clean that is. That's ready to go. I can paint right off of that, no problem. And it has the just squeeze and open. It's got nice hollowed out spaces so you can put electronics and stuff if you really wanted to, or hide stuff in there. Awesome. Yeah. And I like, this is good because it's, oh wow, that is really smooth. So you can glue straight down, so you have to sand parts, so you don't have to worry about that. There we go. There's that one. Oh, the power coupler, is that what? I always forget what that's called. I'm not very good with that stuff. Ah! And secondsies. Yeah. Look at that. Look how fancy. Look how fancy this stuff. Same thing, clamshell style. Opens and closes just like that. It's actually really easy to get these on and off when you're in costume and stuff. So you can do it one-handed, which I really liked. And this is the size of that whipcord goes on that side. I do have a bunch of these already pre-painted and done, so I can probably show those here in a minute, just so I can get an idea of what these can look like. I'm guessing this is the new... Oh, you changed it up on me. It's a different way of locking these into place, I guess. Goes, I'm guessing in like that. It locks in. Okay. Yeah, alright. Getting fancy with this stuff over here. So you can put electronics in there now. Oh, I like that. Just a little mess around with that later. Anyway. Alright, so we got that. Let's see. We get the rocket. Yeah, still screws on the same way, but it's definitely, I like how it's hollow because you can actually get inside of it, which is really, really nice. Oh, and these are hollow now too. Oh. Well, look at that. You can run LEDs through there. Or not LEDs, fiber optics. He's watching, I know exactly what's happening, but he's not telling what's happening. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I am opening, doing a little bit of an unboxing of the Maker Bake 3D Gauntlet kit that I just got in the mail. So that's what I'm doing. So I like the hollow now. These didn't used to come hollow. These just pretty with solid state. Yeah, I like how it's nice and hollow. You can run, I'm guessing you set up like a little battery pack or something in here with fiber optics that comes sticking out of here. So this, you can light this whole tip of the rocket up. That'd be really cool. I like that. Got to figure out how these new parts go together, but this is the rocket. And then you get the more greeblies coming out of this bag over here. So this would be the pad, little button pad. Slides up in there. Probably should have got a stand for these things. Anyway. But yeah, so there's a lot of little sensor greeblies and all kinds of fancy little add-ons that you can put on there. I like it. And here we get the other bag. So this is how the rockets are, this is how these guys are. So, or whistling birds, if you get kind of focus on that. So they go into this little tube shaft. Sorry, it's really hard to do looking through this thing. There we go. So these are tiny, little itty bitty. But I was going to throw everything around. Sorry, guys. But they'll slide into there like that, so you can glue the metal tubes in there, and you can paint these guys, and you can have them unattached or deattached, however you want it to go. And then this guy goes on the back there. Yeah, I like this. Yay! These are going to be for the holiday special fet kit that I have. That I haven't finished. I finished everything except for these gauntlets, and then we have the suit that I got to put everything together with. So that's really all that's left. So I just got to wait on the suit now. I'm probably going to do a painting tutorial on these, so that way I can have something other than unboxing. But just to kind of go back in, not only do they have the tube, but if you pull them out, they do have a steel rod that goes throughout here to keep them from snapping. So that's a really, really good little added bonus in there. So if these do hit or get grabbed on something, they're not just going to snap off. They'll be solid. They're not gonna break off. You can mess with this a lot. I mean, you could, if you grabbed it hard enough and snapped it where it bent the little metal rod on the inside, bend it back. You're good. You know, you just line them up on the inside there. Clamshell action, and whip cord kind of screws onto the side here. I'll go grab my finished ones so you can guys actually see how this is supposed to look here in a minute. But yeah, so the rest of the little greeblies, these guys will kind of sit in there. So it's like a lot of added little bonuses. This is really smooth. This is going to be great to paint. I might get into this sooner than later, as far as painting goes. But before I go and get the finished versions of this, I'm going to go ahead and open this goodie bag. How secure is that? That clamshell ain't going anywhere. As soon as this is on your arm, so as it is right now, that's not going anywhere. So once it's locked on your arm, especially when you have your arm inside this thing, it's going to apply pressure to the outer side. So that is going to keep that locked in. That's definitely not going anywhere. Let's see if I can do this. Boom. Oh, I said it again. Boom. Sorry. So it's on there. I mean, I don't have anything on my arm or anything like that, so the rest of my costume isn't in there, but that ain't going anywhere. And that's still with a lot of wiggle room, so that's not coming off. So you have to squeeze, and I kind of use my wrist to apply upper pressure, and that'll release that. And like I said, haul it out. You can put lights or electronics in here if you wanted to. You can customize these things yourself if you want. You can add your own little sensor pad in the front and then put lights in it, or run the electric through the underside here. Just drill out a hole, run it into the center part of your rocket, because this screws down like that, and then you have electronics and lights going into your rocket. I'm probably going to do that for this. I hadn't even thought about that before, but now that I have this hollowed out rocket tip, I'm definitely going to run some fiber optic cable up through here, a little blue fiber optic cable, so that's going to make it glow just like how they did in the Mandalorian series. That's going to be funsies. Yeah. All right, let me go grab my other ones to see what these look like finished. Sorry, I didn't go anywhere. Alright, so I got a few. So bear with me here. So these are the ones for my... Get some of this stuff out of the way. This one I don't use. So this is finished. And this is this model, minus the hollowed out rocket. You still have the hollowed out inside that you could adapt your electronics to, so it's still the same on the inside. But I do like this now, because this is going to be hollow, and run my little diddly bobs. There you go. So yeah, this is on my green kit, the one I'm normally taking pictures in. Is the rocket. I added a little magic here. All of this is red paint in the underside, and then I filled this up with Gorilla Glue, the clear, and it dried up, so it's got a nice little glass kind of thing, and one of them has a little bubble in it, so it actually looks like it. This was actually the second pair that I got from you guys. The first pair, I have one red and one green that I painted just as testers. So this is the Gen 1. So the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2, and I'll show, so you can kind of see little differences. There's subtle differences, like in the front there, and the knobs on the top. The knobs on the second gen is what I'm going to call them. Is the knobs are shorter and wider and thicker. So the ones on the first gen are like skinny and tall. Now I wouldn't be worried about that. I wouldn't be worried about these ones at all. Like, I've messed around and I've jumped off things and had my arm graze quite a few little things, and these aren't coming off. Those are low profile. They're nice. They're not going to knock off. These ones, however, I was worried that because they're smaller and thinner and taller, that if I were to hit them on something, they would pop off. So this is first gen. I mean, I still love it. It's still amazing. But the second gen is definitely way more user and wearer friendly, for sure. So, and so I didn't put my my little whistling birds in here. I kind of left those out of this one, almost like, maybe I launched them or something. Really, I just forgot to paint them and left them in a bowl and forgot about them until now. So this is all the variants. And here's our whipcord doodad on the side here. Now this is, again, first gen, second gen. I'll show you how this one works. So the clamshell is hidden in here. So it still screws in to the whipcord to keep it in there. And then it just clamshell around. So same way on and off. You just kind of give it a little squeeze. You can just kind of press your thumb there, squeeze it in, and it locks in. And the same thing to get them off. So it's really easy. Not, you don't have to mess with too much. So first gen, second gen, third gen. I don't know, is there much difference between these two at all, design-wise? Doesn't look like it. It looks like the design is pretty much the same. Yeah, I think the design is pretty much the same. So that's good. I like that. Because these are some of my favorite things now. They make pictures look really cool, and they're fun to play with, and they just make your costume. I really love these things. Yeah. All right. So first gen, second, and now we have the third. So once I get all of my greeblies and stuff pumped in here, it will mimic the second gen a lot more. I will say, the rockets, the little whistling birds now are even thicker and more durable too. I did just notice that these are a lot thicker as well. The other ones were a little shorter and a little thinner. They still had the reinforced bars inside, but these are definitely more robust. So awesome. High five HK for that. Can you please put the gauntlet on again? Pretty. What? Why? So I can throw my arm around like a goofball? All right, let's see. I'll take these out so they don't go flying out. Wait, this on. He's trying to make me. Oh, curious on length. So let me see. So I've got long arms. I'm a tall person. So usually when I have my arm gloved, it sits about here. So I have full range of motion of my wrist, but it goes from my wrist up to about right before the ditch in my arm. So I have about 2 fingers length before the actual crease in my arm. So that way, I still have full maneuverability. I can still move my arm back and forth. I don't have to worry about it binding up on me, because I see a lot of that happening with a lot of people, they get stuck. They can't really move their arms. But there's a lot of space in here. You don't have to worry about that. I mean, my arms aren't skinny, and there's still a lot of room to move around. I mean, I can spin this thing around my arms, no problem. So, but it fit good. They don't flop around. You can pad the insides of them, and it'll hold them in place just with a little bit of foam. So if you just put a bit of foam right here and on the underside here, you don't need to do any corresponding foam on anything else. Just run a little thin pad of foam here and here, and when you clamp that around, it'll pretty much secure it around your arm and hold it in place, so you don't have to worry about it floating around. I will say, for a lot of people who don't do a lot of photo shoots and stuff, you really want, when your arm is in this thing and you're taking photos, you want to make sure, get this back on, there we go. Wherever your wrist directional is, you want the top of this to follow. A lot of people who I see will have this kind of off to the side, or it's just kind of floating around, and you don't want that. You definitely want to have it always directional. So when you do your pad in here, it will keep with your forearm for the most part, and it will move with your wrist. So whichever way your wrist is rotating, it'll pretty much stay. And I don't, like I said, right now I don't have any of the padding or anything in, but it's still good. It still kind of flows with my arm. But always, when you're taking photos, always make sure that this is always going to be lined up with the top of your hand. So even if this is further up, you want to make sure that it's on there. You could Velcro, but I really see it's really I think Velcro would be overkill with these specific things. Just a bit of foam and you're good to go. You could pad and then put Velcro on top of that, but I think you'd be good. I know. It's just easier to get over here. This one does go on the other arm, but it's easier for me to reach around this way with where I'm at. Let's see if I can get over the other side. Yeah, so same thing. It's kind of hard to see, but just grab it, squeeze it, and you're in. There. Is that better? So yes, the closures, these two parts are going to be on the underside of your arm. They're down here. So that way, when you're taking photos and stuff, you really don't see these. Especially if you're getting from the front, from the side, most action shots, unless you have your arm twisted all the way around, you're not gonna see. But there you go. But that's these guys. And I kind of like the hinge. I really do. The way that these are designed, it looks cool. So it looks practical. So if you were to have these in real life, if you were a real Mandalorian, you would definitely still have some sort of seam where these things connect, where these things clamp up on your arm. So I really like that is the design and stuff that goes around these are there. I don't like when people try to hide this stuff so much. I don't feel like it doesn't make it real to me. I like that it looks functional and real. But that's just me. There are a lot of people out there who disagree. Can you give some tips on how to keep them secure? Secure on your arm from floating, or secure from not opening? Because they don't really open. Once they're latched in and you have your stuff on, they're not going to pop open. So if you're talking about just securing them from floating, I think the foam is really your best bet. I don't have foam in here on mine, because when I have my sleeves and I have my gloves on, it kind of keeps it in place. So the gloves that I use are gauntlet gloves. So the gauntlet gloves that I have, when they fit on your hand, they go all the way up to here. So That way, it kind of sleeves the whole inside here. So when I move my wrist, the gauntlet on the inside of the glove grabs, because they're leather, they'll grab on the inside of this and they'll kind of rotate it automatically with me. So whatever is my wrist, and your wrist is going to have pressure up against here with the glove as well. So it will kind of just go automatically with your wrist when you're in full gear. But like I said, I use gauntlet style gloves, so they go like right about here inside the gauntlet. But yeah, you won't need the extra foam in there. But if you have skinnier arms or anything like that, you can just add that bit of foam. Just add like a little foam strip. Some people get the air condition foam padding. It's just a square, it's like a 1-inch square strip of foam, or even 1/2 inch, and you can lay it in there on. I would do it right before your wrist and right before here. So foam, and that will lock it down 100%. It's definitely not going anywhere if you add foam. But, and this is how I store my gauntlets. I will take old movie cups, and they're pretty much the same circumference, and they'll slide right in. And also they will keep, especially if it's hot, out in here in Hawaii, it's pretty hot, it'll keep anything from misshapening or warping. Like if you have this laying on its side and you're out in the sun, it's gonna, or in a hot room or a box or something, this could warp. It's 3D printed. This plastic is made with heat, so it's formed with heat. So if you leave them without protection, they could deform over time if you leave them in something hot enough for a long period of time. So I always put them on these cups, stand them up, and they're safe, secure. You don't have to worry about them, and they look pretty. So you put them on a shelf and they look awesome. Especially when you have a variety, different variety of colors. These are my Christmas colors. So I'm originally from New Mexico, and apparently I thought I told everybody that, but apparently I didn't. And red and green is Christmas, and if you're from New Mexico, you understand that. So there you go. So this is, and without the extra pieces, like the coupler on the backside and the rocket, they will stand on their own until you decide to actually get them painted. So that's all that. So a couple last things before we jump. No, you didn't tell us. Sorry. I know Anna pointed that out really well the other day. Sorry, Anna. But you know what Christmas is. Goodie bag time. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, my Lanta. What do we have here? That's a mythos skull. Oh, goody, goody, goody. That is sick. Look at this. That is so dope. Oh, these are getting done today. I'm gonna mess with this stuff today. It doesn't really come off really nice in the camera, but I can tell when I'm looking at it, it's actually super smooth. There's not a whole lot of grooves in there. I like the texture. It's got all the detail that the mythos is supposed to have. Yes, you can mount these on something, or you can even mount that on armor if you wanted to. If you want to get super crazy, mount that right on the center of your diamond on your chest plate, or have them as a necklace or keychain or whatever. These are awesome. Thank you guys. I really like that. Oh, and this is cool too. So, yeah, sorry. This is a 3D printed stash box. Yes, trophy belt. That probably happened. So just kind of, they look like little decorative things, but you can open them up, and there's a little stash box, little lemon stash box. I like these things. I think I have a lime. One. Now I got a lemon and a lime. So I got Sprite Sprite colors. Yes, you can. You could totally make it Baby Yoda's necklace. So there we have. You know, I got all my spare parts over here. We're just gonna kind of leave that alone. I wasn't complaining that how many dragons. I said I have a lot of dragons. All right. So the one last thing I kind of want to show you guys before I log off, because I'm going to keep this one short. But last time we did this, I was a helmet unboxing. Yeah, life did give me a lemon, but it's okay. It's one that I can actually use. So last time I did was a helmet unboxing that MakerBait had sent me, and I painted it. I did a custom mashup of what I imagined the Mandalorian people would have taken up as far as a mantle. Because in Clone Wars, which is, I really, really enjoy the Clone Wars, they did Ahsoka, you know, came down and pretty much liberated Mandalore from Maul. And a lot of the clone troopers actually came through with Ahsoka, and they had their helmets painted. And I figured they probably, in Mandalore, would have taken that on as well, because Ahsoka and the clones, her clones, were technically liberators of Mandalore for the Mandalore people. So I took that and I ran with it. And I'll give you guys a sneak peek what I got going on. So this is the Ahsoka Tano, or House of Tano, Mandalorian helmet mashup. There we go. I got the back. I got the blue stripes in there. I got all this stuff. So it's not 100% done yet. I still have some work to do on it. Like I'm trying to figure out if I should do some airbrush or Mandoa of Tano. I'll just put the word Tano down the side here, on here somewhere, just to kind of give it that little extra. You got our rangefinder up there, and I two-tone the rangefinder so it's got the deep red and the orange. So that's that's definite boom. Yeah, did a custom stripes on there. I just took basically what I saw from some artwork that I had seen from sketches of the Mandalorian, or from Ahsoka's head, and I just kind of made that into this. But there she is. And with that, I'll go ahead and show you some of the little fun fiddly bits. So the really good thing that I love about these helmets is magnets. I really like the way that everything kind of works magnetically. So magnet, and this comes out with a magnet as well. So everything locks into place. You don't have to worry about it knocking off. You can interchange these things a lot easier. So if you didn't want to rock the rangefinder, which I wasn't too sure about, you just pop it out and pop it back on without having to unscrew anything, worry about anything. There's a new system for this. It's a lower profile system. So this slides and locks this into place, so you can take this out and change it up if you wanted to. We also have the magnetic, sorry, the light is terrible. The magnetic visor locks on the insides. Helps keeps everything in place. It doesn't mess around. And you can swap out your visor if you need. Easy. But yeah, so you can pop these off. Just a couple of magnets in here. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. Where's the... There we go. There you go. So what I'll do is I'll dirty this, not dirty it up, but I gotta texture it up a little bit more, and then we'll put the visor in, and then it'll be donezo, and I can get a full imagery and stuff of it and post it up so everybody can check it out. but I just wanted to show you guys first before I posted it up everywhere. There you go. So I got these new guys. That's finished painted. I'm going to start messing with these things, and that should be a really good day. I really thank you so much. I appreciate that. I like painting these things. I also have the other version. So this is the same helmet, pretty much. Same helmet, but just different. This is my, and it's got the dent and the little doodads there. And I also installed this. This does not come standard with the Make or Bake helmet. I drilled a hole out and put this. This is actually from Quest Designs Canada. This little metal guy. So I just installed that after the fact. But same helmet. You can kind of see the inside. This one doesn't have the locking mechanism because this one kind of snaps into place. So it's just a little different. And this one doesn't have the locking visor. It just has the slides on either side. But yeah, you can definitely put some servos in these things. There's a lot of room in these things. You can they fit really, really nice to your head, and there's still room to play with. So there you go. All right, I'll put that back over here. Sweet. All right, does anybody have, how much more of the holiday special do you need to do? I just have these gauntlets to paint and then the suit. But the guy that I ordered the suit from is back up and running. He's out of the COVID quarantine now, so he can actually go ahead and put the suit together. And I'll be expecting that any minute. Do I have a cooling system in your... Yes, I do. So not in either one of these yet. I haven't messed with these helmets at all because I'm still waiting on stuff. But the green helmet that I have... does have a whole internal cooling system with from Henry Helmet Fans. So Henry Helmet Fans actually has a whole setup that is pretty much plug and play. You just put it all together and just Velcro it into your helmet, and it's good. Can you link the helmet maker and the paints used for the Ahsoka helmet? Well, the maker for this, pretty much all my helmets and all my armor are these guys. Bam. Maker Baked. They're right there. Oh, she just posted in the comments. Maker Baked 3D or makerbake3d.com. Boom. That's that. And will you show the completed holiday rifle? Yes, I do use a mic as well. I have a whole mic. What I'll probably do is do a whole helmet install to show everybody how I do all the stuff inside. I do have a mic that runs from the jetpack through my back plate and up under my armor into my helmet. The helmet, it just kind of velcros into this plate on the inside. So all the Maker Baked helmets actually come with this brace on the inside here to actually keep the helmets together and keep their shape so they don't get all warped and crazy. Like I said before, a lot of people just there's no brace and they just use the hot glue from the visor to hold the whole thing in the shape, and it doesn't it doesn't work too well. So this is perfect. And what I'll do is I'll actually put Velcro just on the back side of this, and when I put my mic, I'll just stick it to the Velcro right here. So it's in the perfect spot for your mouth and your face. It doesn't rub on anything, and it's held in place really good, so you don't have to worry about it. So I'll probably do a whole internal helmet tutorial. I think that Maker Baked has a video that I did of that already on their Facebook page. So if you go to their Facebook page, they have like a builder's kind of video Q&A and tutorial section, and I believe there is a video of my whole internal system on that. But if not, we will do another one. We'll probably do another one anyway, because I'll probably do it in my holiday special one. This one might hang out for a while as a decoration, because I just want to keep it here all the time so I can look at it. Paints. So I paint everything, all of this stuff, including every helmet and every piece, including back there on my rifles and whatnot, is all Montana Gold. That is the brand of paint that I use. The only difference is this red, this new red that I put on this rifle is not Montana Gold. That is actual car touch-up paint. It's like a rattle can for cars. So that's the red on it is not. But everything else, all of this, all of that, all of this, all my gauntlets, everything that I paint with is Montana Gold. The reason why I do that is because it is an acrylic fast drying paint that bonds really well to a lot of surfaces, and you get a lot of detail and texture from it as well as shine. So it holds and maintains shine. You can detail it, you can mess with it, and you can use acrylic paints to do your dirty weathering instead of oil paints. Because to me, oil-based kind of gets gunky, gets mushy, you can mess around with it a little too much. I find that using acrylic is super easy to clean up and mess with, and it's all the same stuff. So everything that I use to paint all my helmets and all that stuff is all Montana Gold. Not the black, but it is the gold can, not the black can. There's a difference. The difference between black and gold, I guess, is that black has a really, really wide spray pattern, and it's crazy. So if you're trying to cover a whole helmet with silver, the black can works really good. But if you aren't trying to cover the whole thing with silver, just make sure you stick with the gold can. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. So there we go. We have our gauntlets, and we have our helmet reveal, and we have all the fun stuff that Shadow from Maker Bake sent us. And I think that's good. Does anybody have any more questions about anything before we log out of here? My tum needs food, man. Sorry, I just watched Parks and Rec, so I got Tommy in my brain. But yeah, so helmet, gauntlets, other gauntlets, fun stuff, weapons. We kind of covered a lot today. Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I'm going to put this bad boy back up over here. But yeah, there we go. Way too adult. Yup. That's how it works. When I figure out how to... it should be fairly easy, but when I figure out how to set the rocket up with the internal lights and everything like that, I will do a little video on that as well. So that way everybody can kind of see how simple and easy it's going to be. It really is just going to be... they do sell the gauntlets. That's where these came from. I didn't print these. These came from them. I do know they're on vacation, or supposed to be on vacation right now, or the next month. I forget what the dates were. But so you will only be able to get the files, I think. But normally they do have the actual prints to mail you. You don't need a printer to get this stuff. Because I don't have a printer, and I have all of this. So there we go. But again, I'm probably just going to find some old cheap fiber optic stuff on Amazon and run it through here. And then I'll do a little tutorial on that. So that should be quick and easy. Oh, see, there we go. The physical items will be back in the shop July 13th. Give these people a break. They definitely need and are definitely should have their vacation right now. I don't know what they're doing, but as long as you're not working, it should be good. All right, guys, so I think that's all for today. I will go ahead and sign this off. I'm going to go get lunch. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. Send me a message. Send me a DM. And if I can't find out the answer, I'm sure I can find somebody who knows the answer. If you guys have any questions about how to build or certain things that we got going on here, we'll go ahead and see if I can answer them. Easy peasy. But other than that, we'll get you out of here. Touching up and catching up, making new stuff. There we go. So little recap what's going on. Helmet. Gun stuff. Gauntlet stuff. Awesome possums. Alright, y'all. Yes, looking forward to the next stream. I'm going to probably do a painting tutorial on these. That's probably what you're going to see. Because these are ready to go, I don't have to prime and sand, and I have the color all ready to go, and I've been super antsy about doing these. This is probably what's going to happen next. So I'll probably paint these guys, maybe these guys, and then we'll do a little how-to damage and get them looking like this kind of stuff. So we'll go over all that again. Other than that, thank you guys so much for coming out and watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. And yep, bring on the tape balls. All right, you guys. Aloha, shoots. Have a good day.